The FCC Commissioner sits down with OANN American News to discuss the dawn of 5G networks and support for the T-Mobile merger with Sprint. OANN America's Neil W. McCabe has that report from Washington.
FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr told OANN American News he supports the pending merger of cell phone giants T-Mobile and Sprint because he sees it as a way to boost America's rollout of 5G and expand internet access to rural communities.
I announced my support to vote in favor of the merger of Sprint and T-Mobile. A big reason for that is this global race to 5G and how do we get it built out to rural America. With this transaction, if it goes through, they've committed to investing $40 billion in building out infrastructure, including in rural America, so that 99% of the U.S. population would be covered by 5G.
Carr said it is still in the air whether the Justice Department's antitrust division will take action to oppose the merger. But out of respect for their process, he would not comment on what their concerns might be. In general, DOJ opposes mergers if it determines that the new entity would lead to higher prices and/or less choice in the marketplace. Carr said he supports the merger because if it goes through, it would bring tremendous benefits for consumers.
A lot of Americans right now feel like they have one or no choice for in-home, high-speed internet access. They feel like they're beholden to a cable provider. But with the combination of these two providers, the combination of their spectrum holdings will allow them to deliver for the first time wirelessly the same speeds to your home for internet access that you could before only get from a wired provider.
Is there a mandate for the FCC to support or defend viewpoint diversity in cable?
Yeah, at the FCC, we have some core principles that are around diversity and promoting more competition. And one way that we found to do that is to reduce barriers to entry. And we're at an interesting point, I think, right now for consumers. With 5G, that's going to introduce more competition. And cable companies now are actually starting to get into the wireless game. So it's this interesting point of convergence that I think the upshot of that is going to be a lot more choice, a lot more competition, and diversity of voices.
The commissioner said although he is excited about the 5G rollout, there is a national security risk if a foreign hostile power such as Red China is able to plug into the 5G network in the United States, a risk that could lead to the FCC ordering all Huawei equipment off of the U.S. network.
Yeah, in this race to 5G, we have two goals. One is getting it built out here in the U.S. as quickly as possible. The second is it has to be secure. And we've seen some threats from certain companies based out of China and some threats that would be presented to the U.S. network if their equipment, including Huawei equipment, was present in the U.S. network for 5G. So we have a proceeding at the FCC where we're looking at potentially having that equipment taken out of the network to the extent that it poses a sufficient security threat.
The Justice Department's antitrust division would have to sue in federal court to block the T-Mobile merger with Sprint, and its decision is expected before the end of June. Neil W. McCabe, OANN American News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to OANN American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that OANN American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.